You are not a failure until you accept so in your mind. You're not a failure until you believe and give up. This is the mind of steel. Thank you for joining me today. God is good. It's a very good day. It's a blessed day. I did give a version of this show back in 2016. Fast forward to now, there's 3 things you need to succeed in Hollywood. And when I say Hollywood, Hollywood is not necessarily the physical place of Hollywood. Hollywood is the reference for whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to do in life, whatever your desire, your passion, your goal, right? Even though I'm physically in Hollywood, but I'm saying 3 things you need to succeed in Hollywood is also 3 things you need to succeed in life, basically. The first thing is mindset. Mindset is the key, it's everything. First, you have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you cannot believe in anything else or anybody else or the process, because you always be doubting your possibilities, your capabilities, your abilities. Believe in yourself. When I moved to Hollywood, I went to a seminar and he was talking about mindset. This was in 2003. Everything about mindset went over my head. I just thought I just had to go to do a good audition, get a good role. Voila, I'm a big superstar. I've made it in Hollywood. That's how to make it. See, we all come into Hollywood. Again, Hollywood is a state. We all come into whatever process, whatever job, whatever we want in life. We all come in with preconceived ideas, right? But I want to say that it's always good to listen. Listen. When you hear good advice, it's good to listen. Be open-minded to good advice. You know good advice when you hear one. You feel it. You can relate to it. So mindset is very important, is the key to success in Hollywood, to success in anything, any goal, any desire you want, any passion, anything you're pursuing. Because most times we shoot ourselves down on our abilities, on our potentials, on our capabilities. But nobody can believe in what you're selling if you don't believe it yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you cannot convince somebody else to believe you. In life, with every conversation that we make, we are either selling something or convincing somebody about selling something. We are either selling something all the time. We're selling ideas, we're selling concepts, we're selling ourselves. You have to learn how to sell yourself, your ideas, because if you don't trust yourself and believe in what you have, it's going to be hard to sell that yourself. Basically, as an actor, or when you're in Hollywood, you are a salesperson. You're selling a role, you're selling a character, you're selling a show concept. As a writer, you're selling your script. A director, as a producer, as a line producer, assistant producer, as an AD, assistant director, as a PA. You're always selling something. You're selling yourself, your capabilities, your abilities. So it's very important that, one, you like yourself. If you've been following my series, you understand that I'm very big on affirmations, and you can like yourself by repeating affirmations. The first thing you say to yourself is when you wake up, I like myself, I like myself, I like myself, I like myself. Even the best thing to say is I love myself. But before you can graduate to loving yourself, you gotta like yourself. If you don't like yourself, you cannot like your neighbor, you cannot love your neighbor, you cannot be effective to anybody else if you don't feel good about yourself. So you want to have ability and trust yourself, okay? Get to like yourself, love yourself. That is the first thing about how to succeed in Hollywood and how to succeed in any endeavor. You got to like yourself, you got to trust yourself, you got to believe in yourself. It's very important that you get this. Only 3 things you need to know to succeed. Like yourself. How do you like yourself? By repeating the affirmation that I like myself. You have to believe it in your spirit, in your core being. Once you get your confidence to the point where you completely believe yourself, then it's going to be harder for people to sway you with negativities, with negative ideas or negative comments or negative advice, because there's no shortage of negativity in the universe. We live in a very negative world. First of all, you have to guide your mind to know how to filter negative comments, negative disempowering beliefs, and embrace empowering beliefs. So you got to love yourself, trust yourself, get your mindset right. Again, another thing I'm big on my series on Mind of Steel is our attitude is a composite of our thoughts control our feelings control our actions. I can do a series on mindset alone because it's the one thing that keeps you grounded in this business, in this industry, in this state. Believing in yourself leads to creativity, leads to everything else. All possibilities opens up with a belief in yourself, belief in your abilities, a belief that you're good enough. Number two, get a kind of job, even though the job is less than what you came here for. We all come to Hollywood to become superstars, to become the greatest director, the greatest writer, a theater director, a costume designer, hairstylist, fashion designer, or a personal stylist, whatever kind of creativity that brings you to Hollywood. Wonderful, it's beautiful. But get the mindset right first. Once your mindset is right, everything else will fall into place. So once your mindset is right, now get a job. You might find work in something less than what you actually want to be or what you came here for. But it's a foundation that can take you to where you need to be. I know you've probably heard this saying that sometimes you do what you don't like in order to get to do what you love. So what you don't like is a foundation to get to do what you love. As long as you're doing something productive and getting some type of money to pay your basic bills, it keeps your mindset in a good place so that you can be creative, so you can create. The end game is to use your creativity. And again, that is another topic that I can spend a whole series talking about, the creation process. Because when we talk about creativity, creation, we talk about meditation, mindset, we talk about having these quiet moments where you go deep down. All the greats did it. Steve Jobs did it. Thomas Edison, all the greats, name them. All the visionary men, all had to tap into that creativity, that creative part of them, which comes through meditation, comes through being quiet and listening to their inner voice and getting direction from a higher power, a sixth sense. Call it God, call it your imagination, using your higher faculties, which is the memory, reason, will, intuition, perception, and imagination. That comes in the creative process. So first thing is have a belief in yourself, get your mindset right. Number two, get a job, some kind of job, even if it's less than what you came out for. It's a foundation to get you to where you need to go. Then number three is, instead of asking the question, do you have a role for me? Do you have a job for me? Do you have a part for me to play? Come up with ideas that you can shoot even with your cell phone. The cell phone is so powerful that you can do amazing things. You can start a blog with a cell phone. You can start a podcast with a cell phone. I'm broadcasting on Instagram with my cell phone while I'm using a different camera for YouTube and Facebook. You have no excuse not to do something, not to put out something. You can sit in your car and talk about something. Whatever it is that you have a skill or knowledge about, there's somebody else that needs that kind of information that will benefit from that kind of information. You can do a minute, 30-second podcast of that thing, put it out there, be of benefit to somebody. And that is how things evolve and grow and snowball into bigger and better things. You have to take action, do something creative or productive. We know a number of people that have started this way. Even, what is her name? The girl that started her show, and now HBO gave her a deal. She just recently hosted a Saturday Night Live. She also did, I think it was a series she had on YouTube, which led to Pharrell seeing that, and the rest is history. HBO gave her a deal. The girl that talks about being black, that's the premise of her show. But the point is, you gotta start doing something instead of waiting for a handout on everything. It does not matter how small it is. I have done countless numbers of shows, of talk shows, of skits, of things. But see, each time you do something, you get better. You get better. You get better. You get better. You get more comfortable. You get more comfortable at your craft. Every experience is a good experience. There's nothing like a bad experience when it comes to creativity, when it comes to working, because even though something looks like it's a failure, you are not a failure until you accept so in your mind. You're not a failure until you believe and give up. As long as you're doing something, you're producing and creating something, you're winning, you're learning. Every experience is a learning experience. It's a positive experience. So 3 ways to succeed in Hollywood. I just gave it to you out there. I'm going to go over the whole thing from the top. 1 is mindset. 2, get a kind of physical job even though it's less than what you actually came out for. And 3, create something, put out something, put out a podcast, put out a blog, put out a skit. There's a ton of things you can do on a daily, regular basis. There's information you can give out that will benefit somebody. Once you start doing those things, definitely you will start seeing good results and things just take off like a rocket. I had a conversation with somebody that came to Hollywood. She's been here for a while, right? I was telling her that an overnight success in Hollywood means that you've been hustling, you've been auditioning, you've been working on your craft for at least 10 years. 10 to 15 years is what we call overnight success in Hollywood. When you see somebody that just got a role in a movie and you're seeing her for the first time or seeing him for the first time, they did not just start yesterday. They've been doing this for at least 10 years. 10 to 15 years is what they call overnight success in Hollywood. If you feel like nobody's noticing you in what you're doing, just keep working. Keep working. You're building your craft. You're getting better at what you're doing. You're getting better. You keep working. You are never a failure until you give up. You're never a loser until you call yourself so. When you give up, that's when you become a failure. As long as you're still working and putting work, that door of success will open. It will. It has to. This is the Mind of Steel. I'm a personal coach. I'm a motivational speaker. I've done a lot of things in this town. I've produced a movie. I've directed a movie. I've done plays. I've written books. I thought myself to edit. I can teach you how to edit. I can teach you how to set up a YouTube channel, how to start a talk show, how to start a blog, how to start a website. Anything in creativity and in production. If I don't know how to do it, I know who to go to, how to get the people that can do it. So if you want to work with me as your coach, as your counselor, as your guardian, as your mentor, I'll be more than happy to work with you. I'll be more than happy to give you at least 30 minutes of my time for free. There's no money in this, and I want to see your growth. I want to see you progress. I want to see the journey. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you make it, because if you make it, I'm happy I've made it. If you make it, it's a blessing to me, a blessing to humanity, because we are all connected. We are all one. This is the human race, and we all have one mind. We operate from one mind. So I'm going to stop this here. I believe I've given out some value in this podcast today. Feel free to watch a video that I did in 2016 of how to make it in Hollywood. The end goal of this whole talk is you have to have a positive mindset. You cannot attract the things that you're constantly deriding, the things that you're constantly putting down. If you're constantly thinking that it's hard to make it, then it's going to be hard. If you're constantly thinking that it's difficult, that you cannot succeed, then you will not succeed. You're driving success away from you by that kind of thinking. You have to think winning. Have the winning mental attitude. Have the winning attitude that it can be done. Even though you don't know how it can be done, but have the mindset that you can succeed, you can win. And that's how you attract the right people, the right circumstances to you. All right, thank you for listening to this podcast. My name is Ike. Share this video, invite family, invite friends to my podcast, and I'll see you in the next video, all right? Thank you very much. God is good. Think positive, stay positive, be positive, and that's how the law of attraction works. Thank you very much. This is the Mind of Steel.